I'm just getting done in the dog park.
I thought something was running around. I was hoping a squirrel didn't.
No.
Okay, got it. Wonderful.
No, it's not much
a dog. Except him.
Oh, wow, that's a lot of dogs.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's his daughter. Don't talk about Marissa like that.
That's not what I meant. Okay. Anyway, I'm recording. That's a good joke. We'll use that as a lead-in, I guess. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. My guests at this time are former WWE and NWA World Tag Team Champions. They're going to put their Atomic Revolutionary Wrestling Tag Titles on the line against former NXT Tag Team Champions, The Awakening, at ARW's 4th anniversary show on February 19th. It's Mosh. It's Thrasher. It's the Headbangers, guys.
You missed the most important title. This one right here.
Oh, the Tag Team Champions of the Universe. My bad. I apologize, Chaz.
Longest tag team champs ever.
Man, you guys have been. You guys, first of all, are awesome. One of my favorite tag teams of all time. This is a big. I don't really like to say I mark out that often, but it's pretty cool that I have both of you here right now.
Oh, you're just saying that because we're on the phone.
We're on now.
No, I'm saying that because it's true. I think it's great that we got you guys together here. Before we go any further, talk to me about this match here. I talked to Big Con a little earlier. He was talking to me about the history that he has with you in particular, Chaz. Talk to me about what you guys are your expectations are for this bout.
Well, the expectations are obviously for us to hold on to our tag team titles. The expectation is to kick Santa hard in the balls because, you know, how you come dressed up as Santa and then want to pretend to be someone's friend and then turn on us is one thing. The other thing is, the other issue we have here is with ARW management. How do you come in and just automatically get a title shot? That's the question. I don't know. Glenn, we've been around a long time. We've been in a lot of different territories, a lot of different companies. I don't believe we ever walked in and the first match was a tag team title shot. I don't think so.
Absolutely never. Never. It didn't even happen when we got to ARW.
No.
So I don't get it. I have a problem with the management too.
So I guess they come off WWE TV after getting canned, I don't know what, a year ago, whatever it was, and then they want to come here. But it's okay. It's all good. Listen, they're going to be tough. It's not going to be an easy match, but I have all the confidence in the world that we shall prevail.
Well, I mentioned that, you know, they are former NXT Tag Team Champions. You guys had very different paths in WWE. I don't know if you could talk a little bit about, I guess I'll start with you, Glenn, here, if you'd like to take this one first. Like, what was your guys' experience like getting onto the WWE main roster? Because, you know, these guys had to take, you know, years before they were on TV, and you guys seem to jump on TV pretty quickly.
It's funny. It was a different era back then. When we got in there, with the help of Jim Cornette. So it's a totally different era than it was back then. You know, we had territories. They don't have territories. So I mean, different paths. But you know, watching them on TV and everything else, they weren't handled right. We weren't handled right. So, yeah, do I still have a chip on my shoulder after all these years? Absolutely. All I know is come, you know, the 19th, the awakening, they're going to have a very rude awakening because I'm tired of this, you know, headbangers are fun, go-lucky kind of guys. I'm tired of that shit. It's time to get down and kick somebody in the fucking teeth. I'm sick of it. Oh, can I say the word fuck on here?
You can say whatever you like. You're Thrasher.
Okay,
so you know, I'm not gonna step on your toes. Your big metal boot covered toes.
So wait, let's back up a second. You said it took them a couple of years to get on WWE TV, and we seem to get onto the main roster right away. Do you know how much time we spent on the road, living in the car, living in hotels, you know, up and down
hours a night?
I mean, it was like, what, 4 years? I mean, so for to say they sat in NXT for a couple of years, that's their problem. I mean, the shit we did up and down to get to where we had to get, I mean, is probably more valuable than them sitting in NXT for 2 years.
So talk to me a little bit about what the difference was. You know, you guys were one of the last tag teams to really get to work territories, you know, and come into the company like that before WWE had a system put in place. What was that experience like for you?
I think it was awesome. We look who we got to wrestle against: Ricky and Robert, the Rock and Roll Express. We got to wrestle against the Thugs, Tracy Smothers, and the Dirty White Boy. So we wrestled a lot of great tag teams that we looked up to when we were coming up into wrestling. I mean, you know, it was funny when we first started Smoky Mountain. Cornette goes, "Here, watch a tape of, you know, the Midnight Express, the Rock and Roll Express, and stuff like that. And you know, this is what we're looking for." So we did that, and we came up with you know, tag team stuff and everything else. So, like I said, it's a totally different time from when we broke in to when they broke in. I much rather prefer the way we broke in because we were able to, you know, wrestle 5-6 nights a week in different areas of the country and not, you know, Sale, what is it? Sale University or whatever that is. I don't even know where the
sure.
Yeah, whatever. Sale away. So yeah, I think it was a lot different. I think it was better for us.
Yeah. Yeah, you guys got together. If I got my numbers right here, in '94, and you know the Headbangers. No, when correct me here. Start me. Where am I wrong here about this?
June of '93 is the day I walked into the Monster Factory.
Okay, so it was at the Monster Factory you guys started.
Yes.
Okay, wonderful. Yeah, you guys. So what brought you guys together?
Yes.
Were you always the Headbangers? Was that always the thing that you guys went under when you guys started tagging?
No, when we started tagging, Glenn was wrestling singles for a couple years on his own. He was wrestling as the Spider. And then when I came on board and we started tagging together, we were the Spiders. And then from there we took off and we went to Memphis for a while. And then finally we went to Smoky Mountain. That's when Cornette said, "Hey, I want to have you guys in, but I hate masks because I want you guys to come up with something else." So he's the one who created the idea of the Headbangers. And then over the years, we just evolved it into what it is now.
Okay, cool. And so when did you guys get on WWE's radar then? When was the first time you guys got called to come in and do something for them?
Well, I mean, we were always on, I guess, the radar because we used to go up and do enhancement work for TV and stuff like that. So when Cornette realized Smoky Mountain was closing down, he got everybody, you know, their foot in the door. That's where Freddie Joe Floyd came from, T.L. Hopper, you know, the Headbangers. And, you know, a lot of people, you know, came in and we got hired as part-time. So we were just doing TVs under the part-time contract. And I have to say, we were the only ones to sign full-time contracts out of everybody.
Really? Well, that's pretty cool. And so when you got there, like, you guys have a pretty, I would say, especially for the times, pretty out there gimmick. Like, did Vince get what you guys were doing? Did he understand what the Headbangers were, or no?
I don't know if he fully understood it at first, because at first he tried changing us a couple of times. But you know, it didn't work. None of it worked. It didn't work. I think we got over a lot more than anyone expected, because like Glenn just said, you know, we're the only ones to ever get signed to a full-time deal.
Yeah.
I just don't expected us to take, I don't think anyone expected us to take off like we did, except for maybe Cornette, because the bigger we got, the more they still tried to bury us, the more we were still getting over.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. For sure. And so, like, who were some of the people that you really did feel like you were gelling with at the time? I mean, you guys, like you say, had a very eclectic group of wrestlers you were surrounded with, and you were kind of breaking into the WWE.
I think we, as far as WWF goes, we gelled with everybody. Probably the only tag team we worked at we really just couldn't get a vibe with was Doug and Phil. Doug and Phil were just difficult because their style was totally different.
Don't forget the Quebecers.
No, we got our, we had some fun matches with them.
So like, what were some of your fondest memories of that run there? What would you guys consider to be your biggest accomplishments, you know, in the WWE?
Really? That question? Winning WrestleMania 13 and winning the tag belts. Yeah. I would have to say that the Slammies at WrestleMania 13 was kind of like a highlight for us too, because we made sure that we got on camera as much as we possibly could and made a spectacle of ourselves. I mean, we came in gowns and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I mean, we had a great time. I mean, I miss those days of where they did the slammies and stuff like that and made it like a big deal. It was fun. It was fun for us. It had to be fun for the fans. I mean, we enjoyed it a lot. What a weekend.
Yeah, for sure. Well, one of my favorite appearances, and it's like a weird kind of appearance, I guess, in your all's run with WWE was you guys were shown backstage in the Bret Hart documentary Wrestling with Shadows. And then I started poking around, and like you guys were in the opening match of Survivor Series 97. So I don't know. That was a pretty weird time. I didn't know if you guys wanted to take us back a little bit and talk a little about what the vibe was like backstage, that kind of night.
Well, I mean, for me, I didn't really catch anything beforehand because we kind of stayed away. So as far as getting involved, we were more playing with Brett's kids than we were worried about anything that really was going on. And for me personally, I didn't really know. I knew there was a little bit of friction going on, but it wasn't something for me. I'm not a big gossiper. I wasn't into the gossip. So as far as like really knowing, I guess, what was going on, I don't know, call me clueless. But I really, at that point, until everything kind of blew up, obviously I knew there was some friction there, but before everything really blew up, I didn't really know it was that bad.
Yeah, for sure. Glenn, how about you? Do you have any memories of the Montreal?
Yeah, I mean, pretty much the same. We kind of kept to ourselves, more or less, and it was just the fact of, we were, when Vince was making his way back that way, we were kind of in the vicinity, so we kind of saw him walk in, walk out, and But it was a normal day. I guess we knew Brett was leaving. But I mean, I think at that time everybody pretty much knew he was leaving.
Yeah. What was it? I mean, yeah. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, Glenn.
No, you're good.
Oh no, I was gonna say, yeah. I mean, that's just such a wild time. I mean, you guys were one of the hottest tag teams at one of the hottest times in all of pro wrestling history. I mean, how was that ride for you there? During that period.
It was weird. I mean, it was great for us because we were just two kids from Jersey that didn't know any better. I mean, we still, both me and Chaz, we still lived in the same towns that we grew up in. So nothing really changed that much for us. I mean, I guess you could say we didn't realize how big we actually were then, until we talk to people like you. We hear from other people going, oh my God, you guys were such one of the highlights of the Attitude Era and this, that, and the other thing. I didn't really, I don't know. I guess, I didn't see it the same way as everybody else is saying it. I don't know about Chaz, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, does that resonate with you, Chaz, when he says it like that? I mean, because like for me, again, like you guys were a huge part of that, and that's what's so kind of surprising to me is I don't feel like you guys really get embraced the same way other entities from the Attitude Era do by WWE when they go back and look at that period,
Don't get me started.
Why is that?
Don't get me started.
Why?
We don't get any goddamn love. We are the most underrated tag team of all times. Everybody talks about finishers and shit. I'm going to go on a rant right now. Everybody goes on finishes and stuff like that. Oh, the Doomsday Defense is the best finisher. 3D's the best finisher. You know what's the best goddamn finisher? The stage dive. It takes more timing. It takes more accuracy than any other finish in the business. If Chaz is off just a hair, I'm going to sit on some guy's face. If I'm off just a hair, the guy's going to land on my lap. So there's nobody that can dispute or prove me wrong. Show me another finish in the wrestling business that's better than the stage dive. There's none. But when everybody always talks about great tag teams and everything else, you never, ever hear anybody say anything about the Headbangers. It's bullshit. It's total bullshit. I disagree with it, and I'm hot. Thanks.
Well, I mean, and like you say, I mean, but you guys, it sounds like we're really chill, right? I mean, do you think it's just because of the fact you guys were so go with the flowy that like?
I think so. I think maybe if we, did a couple stints in rehab and we said no a couple of times or something like that, we might have our careers might have went farther. Who knows? I don't know.
Okay.
That's an ongoing joke. I'm just joking about the rehab thing.
Okay, I didn't know.
Rehab's for quitters. Well, but that's how I feel personally about the whole thing. That's why, when people are like, oh yeah, the Headbangers, they remind me of the Bushwhackers. I get a little offended about that. I don't think, I don't see the Headbangers as a ha-ha, Rudy Tooty kind of, sideshow. I think that we can get in there, and I think we still can to this day go with the best tag teams out there.
I will say this. When you guys came back, I think it was 2016 to SmackDown, you guys came back. I was like stoked. I thought you guys looked great. I thought you moved great. I mean, I don't know, Chaz, like, how did that come about? And why didn't we get to see more Headbangers after you guys, finally did come back to WWE?
Well, how it originally came was I actually got a text from Road Dogg that said, "Are you guys available to do SmackDown Tuesday?" And I went, "Yeah, that's funny. Who's this? Like, why are you ribbing me?" And then immediately after I sent that back, he called me, and they actually wanted us the week before, but they were up in, I don't know, Boston or whatever it is where that casino is, and you had to have blood work done, physical, the whole 9 yards. So we wouldn't have had time to get all that done. So Brian said to me, he said, "I don't know if we're going to be able to hold off this angle for another week. So I'll call you next weekend." And I was like, "Hey," at that point, it'd been 15, 16 years since I've heard from anybody. And one of the things I always wanted to do was, my son at that time was 12. But one of the things I always wanted to do was, he's seen us do so many indie shows that he's bored and he falls asleep during our matches. It's amazing. But one of the things I always wanted was for him to see me in an actual WWE ring.
Yeah.
So they do a lot of house shows around here. Couldn't get on it. And when I saw Brian a couple times, Brian knew about it. So I said to him, "Hey," I go, "appreciate the thought, no big deal." But anyway, ends up calling the next weekend and flew us into Dallas, and we did it. I mean, it was amazing to be back there. It was amazing to see everybody. It was an awesome feeling. And my son got to see me not only in the WWE ring, but live on TV, which for me made it even better.
That's amazing.
And just before everybody gives Chaz shit about dabbing on TV, that was strictly done for his son.
Okay, got it. Wonderful.
There was so many comments about, "Oh my God, look, the Headbangers up there dabbing and doing the dab and everything else." But there was meaning behind that. So everybody that gave him shit about it, up your fucking ass.
Wow, I love Thrasher. This is my favorite version of Thrasher. I wish I'd heard.
Someone's panties are in a bunch today.
This is
great. It was also cool for me because we went to Dallas and everything else, and we got in the ring with Slater and Rhino and everything else, and we waited 16 years, and then what do? We leave them in the ring bloody a mess. And then we're like, "Oh, Jesus Christ, it took us 16 years to come back. We're never coming back again." So then it was almost like less than a month, I think, and we got a call back for the tournament for the Survivor Series stuff and everything else. And that one was in New Jersey, where we're from.
Yeah.
So it was really cool for me that time. My oldest kids actually got to come to the arena and see it live. Now my oldest daughter is 27. So, she remembers Daddy when he wrestled, and Daddy had a different job and everything else, but she doesn't really remember going. She was actually with me when we won the tag belts in Louisville. So it was neat. And then my other one, who is 23, she doesn't remember, like, when she would go backstage, she would wrap her arms and stuff around Steve Austin's leg and thinks that was Daddy because all bald guys look the same. So it was neat for me to go back to Jersey and have my oldest kids come and actually say, "Hey, this is why my dad was taken away from me when I was growing up." So, yeah.
Well, and like, I don't know what happened. Like, so I was talking to Big Con earlier at Ryan, and he said that when you guys were there.
Did you say Big Con?
Yeah, that's what he told me. I was like, "Do I call you Connor, Big Connor?" He's like, "Big Con, that sounds cool. That's what you call." So.
Oh shit.
Sorry, I didn't know that me trying to do my job and call people what they want to be called was so hilarious.
No, I just think the name, him calling himself Big Con, is fucking hysterical. I can't wait to make fun of him about that.
Okay, well, there you go.
So for now on, during the interview, when you address me as Big Dick Hurts.
Okay, Big Dick Hurts.
Thank you.
Jazz and Big Dick Hurts.
Right.
So
proceed with the interview.
so Big Con and I were talking, right? And he said that you guys, he went to WWE Creative and pitched like a stable where he wanted to have the Ascension and the Headbangers like working together. Does this resonate with you? Do you know that he did this? Do you recall this at all?
I don't
He
know.
did mention
I'm not in a creative role with WWE. I don't know.
Okay.
it was funny because there was a time I think that we actually saw him after we left and stuff like that, and after they left, and I do believe he told us that he pitched the idea and stuff like that, but that's all I heard. And then he turns his back on us and does the whole stupid Santa Claus thing.
Yeah, well, he's a jerk. He's a big con,
Yeah, he's a big cock. That's what he is a big cock.
The big cunt.
Another zinger from
See,
Big
that's
Dick.
better.
I love this Thrasher. Where were these promos? Right? There's not enough bleeps in the world, I guess. So with all this, we're rolling into ARW here. I mean, you guys are still.
Hold on a minute. Hold on. Whoa. Slow down there.
Okay.
I'm just looking at your background here and how you at the beginning you put us over so big as being such big.
Not one picture.
I don't see shit. Nothing.
Not one. Not even an action figure.
I could dive into I'm pretty sure that your action figure is actually in this box.
Pretty sure. Well, you better
Probably
start
all the way down at the bottom.
There's not. Here, wait. We got DOA, right? They're in there.
Yeah. They were dead on arrival from the get-go.
Wait. Oh, wait.
I bet you it doesn't have a skirt on.
We have Mosh, I believe. Yes, this is Mosh.
Yep.
Yes. And I don't think I have you, Thrasher. I'm sorry, Glenn.
Hey, I was probably all sold out.
Yeah. I have the leg of the Ultimate Warrior. So, anyway. And Bob Backlund. This is not what this interview is supposed to be.
All right.
Same action figure!
Not really. I have a belt.
Oh, yeah. I had the belts.
And real men wear skirts.
Mine is all faded off the back. Mine doesn't have any of the writing, but this is the same shirt. This is the Headbanger shirt in green. So I guess I maybe could have put it up in the background.
Yeah, God. Stroke an ego or two.
Hold on. Why are you not putting it up now? What the fuck, dude? You're an awful interview person.
You know what? No, I'll do it one better. I'll put him right here I do this sometimes. Here, I'll put him. He's hanging on the microphone stand.
So
right in front and center.
Don't take him off when the interview's over. It needs to be a permanent fixture there.
Well, now that you've said it, it has to be done. So
Yeah.
it'll stay right there. It's my microphone stand acts all weird.
Because you got me on there, I'm all jacked up.
This is almost like you look like you're being crucified or something on the front of my microphone stand right now.
It does kind of look weird, a little weird.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, it's going to stay here forever now because I was told to do it. So, check back in. Find my interviews down the road. You probably still see yourself right here, Chaz.
Okay.
All right. So back to this. You guys are now off in the world, freelancing, free agenting. You're the ARW Tag Team Champions. What do you guys want to do? I mean, I feel like you guys could pop up anywhere right now and probably make some attention.
I want to do as little as possible.
Fair enough. All right.
No, we're doing it as much as we want to do it. I mean, it's not something we have to. You're going to make me dizzy. You keep spinning your chair like that.
It's going off the rails. Wonderful.
Well, now I'm dizzy.
Okay.
Those
that can't see right now.
We're doing as much as we want to do. If someone calls us, then if we're available and they're going to pay us what we want, we go. I mean, I'd love to go do a little run in probably NWA, something like that. That'd be fun for a little bit, but it is what it is now.
Do you guys like AEW? Would you pop up there? I feel like your vibe would be perfect over there.
Again, if the opportunity was good for us, sure. Never say never.
Okay.
Never.
Okay, wonderful. All right, guys. Well, I want to thank you for the time. This was really a roller coaster.
That's what she said.
Of an interview we had here today. Where do you guys want to send people to find you, follow you, support you, all of those wonderful things?
Well, they can follow me on Twitter at GR Thrasher, and I will actually follow them back.
Follow back, all right. Follow them right into the back.
What would you like to tell all your supporters?
Yeah. Sure. At Chaz Mosh.
Okay. team champs of the universe. Thank you guys. And again, it goes down February 19th, ARW's 4th anniversary show.
And check out
gonna be
ARW's
hot.
YouTube channel. ARW's YouTube channel. They put new matches out there. It's like every Thursday or something.
Every Thursday.
They do a whole thing.
Okay, wonderful. Well, I'd love to have you guys back. We'll promote the next ARW show or something.
You have my info, so you know where to find us.
I have your info, and I'm probably gonna keep the action figure here, to be honest. I mean, I really did like you.
Well, you went from it staying there forever to probably.
Yeah, it's probably gonna stay there. I mean, I don't know. It's a big
commitment. Dude, you're just burying yourself. It's a big commitment.
No, it's staying. It'll stay here now. You wanted it here. It'll stay here now. You wanted it here, so it's gonna stay here now.
Wait, was that your mom calling you for dinner? I heard that in the background.